As a young child, I remember my grandparents always handing me the video camera and saying, hey, record the festivities or, whatever. So I was always, a little kid running around with the camera, recording everything and, like making sure I had the right angles and, telling people to get out of the way or, do this. So I was kind of like, directing the action sometimes, so I think just from a young age, I was interested in video cameras and how things worked and taking things apart and putting them together and just kind of having, certain order, some people call it OCD, I call it ATD, which is attention to detail. Just the fun of it all is kind of what makes me want to keep doing it. So, my name is Sebastian Maselli. I am a mass media production major here at Cal State San Marcos, and I'll be graduating this semester. I was born in Caracas, Venezuela. I moved to the United States with my mom when I was 7 years old. I grew up in Miami, Florida. Let's see, I joined the Marine Corps in 2000. I spent 7 years in the Marines, got out. Then I started going to school here at Cal State. For me, video production just means a way to tell a story, a way to convey one person's vision to the rest of the world or to an audience. The job that I would prefer at a production or during a production would probably be camera, just because I'm kind of like in charge of the camera and I have things that I'd like to get on the camera or recorded, so I'd like to be the camera person. As far as post-production goes, I'd say I'd like to be the editor or the director, because I would get to choose the shots that go in and go out, just kind of put from everybody. It's not like it's my way or the highway. It's, very democratic, if we're in a group of people. But I like that control, or like to be able to decide which way the shots look and which way the shots go. I would ultimately like to have my own production company and run my own productions, whether they're documentary films, or, fiction films, whatever the case may be. I'd like to have the option to do both, so I'd like to have my own production company. One of my first videos that I actually did was for Jonathan Berman's class with one of my Marines that got shot in the face. That was my first Final Cut editing video ever, and that was one of my favorite ones. Kind of just got me working on Final Cut and just learning the different things, and I was kind of YouTubing, a bunch of things like, how do I do this, how do I do that, and I must have spent hours. I spent like probably about 12 hours straight editing one day alone, out of the many days that I was editing, but most of that was just figuring out how the program worked, and kind of just went off on that one. And another one of my favorite projects was Blood We Shed, which is a film that we started here as a project from school, and we ended up kind of working on it for 2 years, and it was shot on a home camera. It was the camera that came out before the Vixia, so it was still a high definition camera, but it was just very consumer product, nothing professional about it, but we ended up cleaning it up and doing a lot of work to it, and we got accepted to a film festival in Washington, D.C. It was the GI Film Festival. Just for something that we shot on one camera with zero budget to make it to a film festival like that, I was pretty proud of. And just so that was one of my favorite projects to work on, just because we got to start from beginning, middle, and end, and I got to experience just pre-production, production, post-production, and all the pain in the butts that come in afterwards once you're actually done with the video. That's probably my least favorite part, but making the video and working on the video, that's like, that's my favorite. One of the most touching things about being a video producer or director, whatever, is that people trust me. I feel that having their trust is very important, and that that kind of gives me a sense of pride knowing that they trust me with what my work is going to be and what I'm going to, what the final product's going to be. That's probably what's most touching to me, just knowing that people trust me enough to record their innermost thoughts and feelings.